All right, so we're gonna be talking about uh Disney Plus's show Hawkeye. I was gonna do Book Boba Fett, but then I'm like, but it's just starting, so am I gonna review that? But I'm gonna do Hawkeye. It ended 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. Mm, yeah, about two-ish weeks ago. So we're gonna go and review it. I think that's some spoilers, so we're gonna go ahead and just talk about it. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. But or don't watch this. Watch something, another video. I don't know. But this was the one where I was just like, oh, okay. Like in the tier list, it was like Falcon Winter Soldier, What If, and this. Like I was really excited for those, and it just shows. It just showed how much I appreciate the MCU and how much like Hawkeye's like was kind of the heart of the Avengers. Like Tony was like the charm of the brains. Steve was like a moral compass. Nat was like an anchor. Like Nat and Clint were the anchors for all these different egos, as both of them really didn't have one, which really shows in this. I don't know, but my like overall thoughts when I heard this coming out, I was like, oh, interesting. I'm like, what Hawkeye stories are you gonna tell? Like then when I heard that it's gonna him with Ronan, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a Clint Eastwood style story. Dude did a bad thing, now in hiding, has a family. Like it's every action movie trope, and it has trappings of that with like a bunch of like family stuff, like a Christmas stuff. Like this is. If this was a movie, this would be the next Christmas movie. Like, it really feels like a movie. It really does. Like a long movie. But character-wise, Clint, I think, is great. I like that he has the hearing loss thing, and it's kind of, like, sudden. And when someone asks him, like, it flips to, like, he's like, Avengers 1, him crashing through the window, Avengers 2, all the explosions, and just a bunch of other stuff. And then, in game, the big explosion, I'm like, oh, you could explain it through that. And you could have had scenes where, like, him in Endgame, him running around, there's scenes where he's, like, suddenly shocked to be like, oh, this is when the hearing started going out. Or you could have had him fight Echo for the first time, and that's where the hearing loss comes. Like, there's so much more they could have done to tie that in a little more. But the whole hearing thing, and I love in the show, like, they do it really well. Like, there's whole scenes where he's just talking to, like, Nat, and he takes a hearing aid out. Where he doesn't want to hear anything else except, like, her, essentially, because, like, it was his best friend. Like, I love that character detail in it. I just find that so... it's so, like, tear-jerking a little bit. Like, there's so many relatable scenes in this. Like, Kate and Clint on a train talking, and, like, Kate trying to talk to Clint, but Clint can't hear her. Like, I find that really funny. Like, a bunch of scenes like that. Kate's a great character. They make it seem like she's not a Mary Sue. And they also make it where, they aren't like, oh, move over, Clint, you're an old man. You're old. No, it was very much, Clint doesn't want her around. But I wants to do with this, but, like, Bridgely gets her to help Inventor Woman because she won't leave. And I find that really funny. And, Haley Steinfeld does a great job. Jeremy Renner does a great job. Everyone does a great job in this. Yeah, Haley Steinfeld does a great job. Shows like the youthfulness of someone her age who's eager, who meets her hero, and tries everything. Becomes a better person at the end. At the beginning, she's like an heiress. She's kind of spoiled, but she is driven. She puts the work in. She's very talented, very athletic. And her wanting to be here was warranted. She wants to help Clint just to be with her hero, but also wants to do the right thing. It's not just wants to be her hero and then like isn't with him. I like that. She's not a Mary Sue. She's a well thought out character that she's essentially a new Black, like besides Yelena, she's like essentially a new Black Widow, which I find interesting. Kate's mom, I was like, oh, she's gonna be a villain. As revealed later, she is kind of. Like it was like, oh, she's a villain, but I understand why she does things she does. Like her, she did it because she was kind of her son, but she still has to like they aren't like, oh, well, I'll forgive you. Like no, she still has to answer for herself. She did. Like she pinned her fiance Jack Duquesne on something that he didn't do, and like got people killed, like killed people. Like she still did bad things, and she had to answer for it. And I'm like, good, people are actually answering crimes. I thank you. Jack's good. He's a good character. Jack's a good character. I really like his stuff. Like, first he's like totally a villain. Then it's like, oh no, not really. He's just a really awkward guy who's trying to relate to Kate. What other characters are there? There's Echo. Echo's a great character. I like her thing. Like, she's so blindsided by Clint. That's all she's doing, not focusing on anything else. She has really interesting scenes. It's a weird fact, the actress that plays Echo is younger than Haley Steinfeld. Like, that's odd. Like, but she's cool. I can't wait to see what her whole show is going to be. I kind of wish she had another scene with Clint, kind of resolving everything, like her saying "I'm sorry," or like them both saying we forgive each other." Like, I kind of wish that was a scene, but I feel like that was a scene. Kazi, I like all the tracksuit mafia. I like them. Like, Clint's clearly in one, he's met them before as Ronin. I just like some of their interaction. I like that. I love the whole scene where it's like, why don't we use knuckle dusters? Like the whole Imagine Dragons thing. Like, there's so much relatability in this show, and it just captures the heart of the MCU, like the humor and some of the humanity put in certain characters that before weren't really relatable. And then we have the one character who showed up in one episode, and that's a lot of these shows where like they do a major reveal. Like, I guess it's like for news, but I think this one works the best is freaking Kingpin. They got Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin, and someone complained. He's like, "Oh, why is he bigger in this one?" I'm like, okay, you could explain in the 5 years and how many times since we saw him in Daredevil, the 5-year jump of the MCU, he just got older. He got a little bigger. We don't know why. Just explain, like they could just be like, oh, he just got older, or maybe he always looked this way. Just like some of the stuff in that Netflix show happened. We don't know yet. We'll have to see. And really questionable. When Daredevil showed up in No Way Home. But I just love so much of this show, and they make Kingpin such a threat. Like, Kate's lighting up with arrows, and he's just taking them. Like, he's a big dude, and he's done. He breaks arrows. He's like, stop. And some people are like, oh, he's dead. Like, but that's pulled from a comic book, and he does survive. Like, he's blinded, and he gets fixed later. I don't remember what happened, but yeah, I just liked a lot of this. It's a very short. It's like 50-minute video. This video is going to be, I think. But there's some fun action scenes. They try some cool stuff. There's a car chase, and they pull in some like Pam arrows, which makes you think, where did they get those? The arrow, like when it's got Clint, that makes me really feel like Ant-Man 2, Clint's supposed to be in it. I really feel that. And now that would be such a good movie. Make that a movie like Hawkeye and Ant-Man. I think we totally deserve that movie. It'd be a fun movie to watch. But it's weird how like that's there, or maybe he had some leftover pin particles. I don't know. From Endgame, I don't know. I don't know. I like that scene. I like a lot of the Ronin stuff. There's a couple plot holes where I'm like, how did they get hold of the Ronin suit, and the watch was kind of MacGuffin. I feel like they could have tied that in more. Like, maybe there should have been a Clint and Kingpin fight, or maybe Clint had a run-in with Clint before. Maybe Kazi. Like, it'd be more interesting if Kazi wasn't there. It was actually Clint's brother, Barney. Which, I'd love to see Trick Shot come into the MCU. Like, they could have had that. And maybe used Barney to frame Clint a little more with like a look-alike. Like, he's not totally looks like Clint buff like they do like with Zemo, like hair, like fake prosthetics, to, like have like an outline of Clint. It'd be interesting. That's me just theory crafting. I like everyone. I like the cops in the show. Grills, who's actual character from the Remember Run, and a couple. I like them. They move the plot on in interesting ways. Like, and it's that a cop uses crime scene, like a costume from a crime scene. Like, I don't know how he'd probably get in trouble for that. But there's some like stuff you gotta just watch it and turn your brain off. But it's still loads of fun and really enjoyable. I just like this and Falcon Winter Soldier. I just really enjoyed it. Falcon Winter Soldier carries stuff from Winter Soldier and the Captain America movies. This one just carries on a lot of other loose ends with like Clint, because like fleshes him out. He's one of like, the least fleshed out member of the Avengers. And I just like it. I like that he is like so done. Like the events of Endgame and Infinity War just broke him. And so he just wants to live with his family. And, I like that Kate's now like another daughter to him in a way. As now her mother's in prison, she's on her own. I like that. Like they fixed the whole Kate and Hawkeye thing. That was weird. But like, are they more friends, or like is it a father-daughter thing? Like, or is it just a younger girl looking to an older man? Like, what is it? And this just does so much. And I'm really excited for what's going forward. I can't wait to see Young Avengers. Clearly, what they're setting up with, especially now that they're going to come back in the comics. That's odd. They're coming in the comics, and then we have Kang and Loki, and then Kate and some of the other characters. Like, I can't wait to see when they show up. And then going forward for the MCU, just the Kingpin and Daredevil. I can't wait. Hopefully, they make a Heroes Fire show. Like, do that first, and you can fix Iron Fist, and keep whoever plays Luke Cage. I don't remember his name, but I don't know. I just really enjoy the show. I'm kind of bummed Clint got his costume like in the final episode. And why would you make that if he's going to wear it once? So I feel like he's going to have some with it. Like him and Thor are essentially going to be the last of the Avengers. Him, Thor, and Hulk. Man, that would be such a messed up scene if you see those three and they're getting like shawarma. Like that's how they meet up. They meet up and they're getting shawarma. Like that's man. That's me just thinking theory crafting there. Like I'd love to have that scene. Like that's the end of, like that's gonna be like the end of Thor 4 is them meeting up. Like man, I could see it now. But I can't wait for what's gonna happen next with things like we're getting a Moon Knight show, there's no Daredevil coming back, he's gonna be in the Echo show. Like there's so much going forward. I just really enjoy the show, so please go watch it. Put down in the comments what you guys think of Hawkeye, because I just really loved it. And I was gonna put this out last week, but I forgot and stuff, so I'm putting it out this week. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. There's just a lot of good stuff in the show. There's very minor complaints, like I said, like something you can turn your brain off for, and there's some like plot holes, or like that could be filled in. Like the Watch, you could have just made something else, or taking that plot out completely, just made it the Ronin suit, made that the whole thing they're looking for, or something, or like something, I don't know, because I don't know, or Yelena has something. This thing, like her in this, but you easily could have pulled her out or tied her in a little more, with Kingpin or something. I don't know, and like with Vanessa, like I'm sorry, Vanessa, whatever her name is, pull her in, like I don't know. Just I'm really intrigued with what Yelena's gonna do, and I like that like Kate and Yelena are now the new Hawkeye and Black Widow essentially, and I'm really excited because like, essentially now they're like friends, and Yelena's gonna have like conflict adventures with Vanessa and or sorry, Val and like with the Dark Avengers / Thunderbolts, whenever that comes along, like I can't wait for that scene. Like he's like, oh, I thought we were friends. Like we are. Like her taking out or her blasting, like blasting them or something. Like hey, like whatever. I can't wait to see stuff like that. I'm really excited. What's the next show we have? Is it? I think it's Miss Marvel, at least for Marvel shows, I think. I'm not really excited for that one. After I think it's Hulk, I think, or is it Moon Knight? I'm really excited for that. And the movie-wise, we got Doctor Strange coming up, so I'm really intrigued. I'm just enjoying the more grounded stuff with Marvel lately. I'm glad they're creating a nice balance. And I'm kind of bummed in No Way Home that we didn't see Storm make appearance in Hawkeye. It's weird that they line up Daredevil and Kingpin, that they don't have a slight Spider-Man scene or something. Like even a reference, he's like, oh, wish that Spider-Man was round, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I kind of said all my honest thoughts. Just I don't know. A lot of people already said their thoughts, so people aren't gonna watch this, or people do this video is gonna freaking blow up or something. I don't know. We'll see. And my name was Hawkeye.
And hey, if you really like this content, consider just liking the video, leaving a nice comment of what you thought of what I reviewed, or any other comment. Any comment really helps. Also helping is you subscribing to the channel and just sharing it with your friends. It really helps me out with the algorithm getting found and getting to more people. It's really four easy things. Or you also check out my Ko-Fi link. I have it set up where you can drop a buck or two. And, if you really want a video made, you're like, hey, this is a new item. I want to know about it. And, I'll give it a shout out in the video at the end, like at the end of the video. Or if you want to give a random donation, that's fine as well. I'm not going to force you to. It's all down in the description, along with my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at @avariant8, and TikTok. And I think that's it. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here, but check out some of these other videos that are popping up. You'll have a, if you want to check out a bunch of my videos, here's a playlist. And if you want to check out my recent video, it's right here. It's all right over here.